And welcome to another episode of Behind the Mask. I'm here, as always, Eugene, your host, waiting for my co-host, which he should be in a few, he said, in a few, as always. But it is great to be back on. Great to have you guys on. It's another awesome Monday, you guys. Monday. It's always the worst part of the week, at the beginning of the week. And not only that, but this week was the whole time change, which I don't know about you guys, but it is completely and utterly thrown me off. Today dragged. I don't know if it was because I was kind of excited to be on here, which I'm always excited to be on, but it was also like I thought I had all the time in the world to do like a couple more edits on things and start throwing stuff up that I fell behind. I felt like I had all the time in the world. I never felt like that, but I think it was because of time change. So, right now it should be 7:30. I should be winding down, relaxing, but hey, here we are. It's 6:30 my time over here on the West Coast, and it is 9:30 on our guest coast because he's on the other side. But we're excited today. We have a guest today, which I hate the fact that I didn't get to promote as much as I always do for most of our guests that do come on, but you guys are going to be, it's really cool to have him on. And let's see who's commenting already. Please, Lupe. As always, Lupe, love to see your comments. What do you have to say? What? One time changer. Yeah. Just drive that knife in there, Lupe. Next time, add a little salt and some lemon, so I can really feel it. Lupe, love you, man. But so hold on, my stuff. I'm trying to get all my stuff still sorted out too, because another thing that's going on is it's $1.9 billion for Lotto. So I'm excited. I had to go get my ticket too. That's the other reason why I'm still okay, do I got everything set up? Yeah, it's set. It's cool. So, why not? And yes, Lupe, it sucked. All right. Just right in the. So, anyways, guys, it is, of course, Behind the Mask. We are here to talk paintball, like always, and we love it, and we are going to definitely do that. As soon as my guests, or not my guests, but as soon as my hosts come on, I want to roll into tourney talk because there is a lot of craziness going on because guess what's around the corner? Yes, Lucas talked about already. Cup is literally a couple days away. I wish I was going. And I know Lupe's going to throw a comment up right now saying something. Where is it at, Lupe? Come on. I know you're storing something up. You're going to type something. Nothing? All right, cool. But it's right around the corner, and there's a bunch of things that have – oh, there it is. Packing as we speak. I hope you forget your underwear. That's all I got to say. Or something like that. So, but a lot of things have been moving. There's some changes, and I don't know if all of you guys are paying attention to what's going on, but there's some crazy things that have happened in the last week. Some announcements that have been made, and I don't know if the other thing that we have was an announcement that it had been announced because Dennis found out about it. But yeah, stuff's coming up. I'm excited, and that's the way I actually roll, Lupe. I roll that way all the time. I'm just gonna put it out there for the whole world can hear. You and me, Lupe, we are one and the same. Look at it, we're thinking the same. So I think we're like twins separated at birth. Then again, you're also a lot older than me. So, my co-host is here. Perfect, because I was getting itchy to want to talk about our news. So here he is. Dennis, how are you?
Good evening. How you guys doing?
So I just found out that Lupe likes to go commando.
Yes, I saw that. Not entirely surprised. And I'll have to admit that I kind of like it. I like your style, Lupe. I like it.
Yes. But as always, we love you, Lupe. So, Dennis, how was work today? How was your day? How's it going, honey?
It was terrible.
Kind of figured that.
I have a employee. Well, I shouldn't say an employee. I have one of my nurses put in his 2 weeks and then decided that he's just going to show up whenever he feels like it. And
that's
that
always
was
fun.
today. One of those days was today.
Yeah,
so
great.
it was very busy.
So, oh my God, I like this one. This is probably kind of what Dennis's day was. Let's see, can I get this? No, I can't. I can't make it bigger. Anyways, so yeah, welcome, Dennis. And so really quick, just so we could throw this in because we need to start plugging this company, plugging these guys and I still haven't put up, and that's my fault because there is a code in order to be able to get some stuff from them. But DUBBY. That is who is sponsoring this show, W Energy. It is a great energy drink. It's one of those that you got to go like this to drink. But you shake it, you drink it, and it gives you energy. It's got zero sugar, zero artificial filler. There's no fillers in it. It's got a lot of great things about it, and it gives you that energy. And I'm like, I won't be able to keep my eyes off. It's just going to be jiggling.
Well, I don't know about jiggling, but
okay, I'm sorry. All right, enough about We go from behind the mask to behind Lupe.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh my gosh, what are we? We're supposed to be professional here, Dennis. We got a guest that's listening to everything we're saying.
Hey, if we don't make it fun, they won't want to come back.
That's true. Very true. Very true. So, all right, you know what? Let's get into what I've been waiting to talk about because it's quite a few things that are popping up because of Cup. So, again, sorry. W, great stuff. Check them out. Go to their website. It's not even on here. I will get it up. You can go to our Instagram and you'll be able to find our code to be able to get I believe it's 10% off your order. Yeah. 10% off the order. Check them out. Really great stuff. Sorry guys. Like I said, I had to go get my lotto tickets today. So, but let's move into our first segment. Tourney talk, folks. Why? Because we have World Cup that is coming up, and we are excited about it. And Lupe has definitely told me a lot about it, so I could be very jealous of what he's doing.
Yeah.
So, which one should we start with? Should we start with, because it's like two things that have come up this week, and they're both players from the past that are making a showing at World Cup in more of the pro division.
Yeah. So I'll let you talk about, I guess, maybe the bigger name, and then I'll touch on the story that I told you about.
So Ollie Lang. Ollie, which I'm sorry. I know he goes by a different last name now, or a different name. But from my past, we remember Ollie Lang. He is known as one of the greatest players in paintball. The guy was amazing then, and I'm sure he's still amazing now, which I started seeing news about him.
Those skills have not faded.
Yeah, no. The dude was like a god to us in paintball. There was nobody better than him, and even towards the end of his career, even with how Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so it looks like Lupe saw him at X Factor this weekend.
Yeah, and I'm trying to bring up the pictures that we have. It was all over the internet. I mean, it was all over Instagram. So this is a huge thing, Dennis. I mean, this is like, I wonder what brought him out of retirement. What could have brought him out of retirement?
Oh well, I mean, ultimately, that's something that only he can say for sure. But I mean, it's super exciting, if nothing else, because he has stepped away from the sport for a number of years. I think I want to say the last time he played in a pro event here in North America, I think was 2017.
Yeah,
2017, something like that.
In that time.
I know he did an event over in Europe after that, and then that was the last event that he played in until now. So yeah, I mean, super exciting to see him back on the field. I honestly, like I said before, I have no doubt that those skills have not faded at all. The guy is probably the closest thing to this sport that Wayne Gretzky was to hockey, and just that he has that field vision. He just seems to kind of know where everybody is, and he seems to know exactly where he needs to be. So yeah, I mean, phenomenal player, phenomenal person. And the things that he's been doing off the field with Hormesis, he and Alex, I mean, it really speaks a lot to his character as well. Yeah, he's a little, he's a little at times. He's a little out there at times, but I mean, he's got a really, really good presence, and again, he's actually a very approachable guy.
Oh yeah, he is. He's definitely a really approachable guy. When I actually had a chance to meet him, which was really cool for me, because I was like, holy crap, I didn't know he was going to be at this event that I went to. It was a long time ago. It was back when I was doing work for, I don't know if you remember Tony Perez.
Yeah.
So I worked for Tony for a while, and he had a clinic that he wanted me to go out to film, and he was in he was good friends with Ollie, and he had him out there. It was back when Ollie had his own it was a deli that he was trying to get going, and he brought out sandwiches for the event. Yeah, it was really cool. The food was good. The food was really good. I was like, holy crap, this is good.
Right on.
So got to meet him there and got to talk to him a little bit, and he had heard about Sunday Clothing, and we were talking about that. So it was really cool. Really nice guy. I was really excited to meet him because, like I said, I mean, shoot, man, I was like starstruck. I was just like, Ollie Lang? Holy crap. And now I can't even find the pictures.
I mean, like I say, that's he's akin to probably one of the biggest names in the history of the sport, and that includes the people who actually founded and laid the grounds for the sport as it is today. So it's definitely. What's that?
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry, I'm just trying to find those pictures again, because it was like he had a slew of photographers that were out at that event, at that practice, which I'm sure Lupe would have could attest to seeing, because
absolutely. If you look on, I think it's probably on the Hormesis Instagram or on even the Dynasty Instagram, the Field One. I'm sure there's got to be something on multiple accounts that that are out there.
Let's see, Dynasty.
But what I was going to say, I mean, it's very easy to be starstruck by somebody of his caliber when it comes to, again, his ability on the field, and he was this larger than life, presence. So, yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be real interesting to see. I don't know if this is gonna be a one-time thing where he's just playing Cup, since Dynasty is gonna be in the Commander's Cup portion of it, or Champions Cup, whatever it's.
Champions Cup, yeah.
Sorry. Since they're gonna be playing in that group, I don't know if this is kind of a one-time thing or if maybe he's coming back, on a more long-term basis. So we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, by the time I find these stupid pictures, we're gonna move on.
Well, no, that's fine. I mean, you can keep looking because I'll touch on the other story that came out this week, and so Latin Saints made a big announcement. They've got a new head coach, new boss bench in Mike Paxson, which is going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Personally, I have not heard whether or not Mike is going to be their head coach for the long term, or if this is just a World Cup, move. But it says a lot to ownership and management of the team wanting to legitimize them. It's no secret what happened with these guys. They started out being kind of almost a dream team, an all-star team at the beginning of the season, and unfortunately the wheels fell off the bus. But they're trying to maintain an identity, and they definitely want to, they want to legitimize the team. They want to legitimize their place in the pro ranks. And Mike, I think, would definitely help him do that, especially if he continues to be the coach for the long term.
Yeah, and you know what? Mike is first of all, we go from talking about Ollie Lang, who is like one of the greatest players, to talking about Mike Paxson, who's to me, and
one of the greatest players.
Rich Telford, Rich, if you ever hear this, I still love you. You, to me, you're like my man crush on the field, but so was Mike Paxson. It was like a tie between the two. And now it's like looking at the beards. It's like, which one do you pick? Because they got glorious beards too.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
so,
I mean, Mike's pedigree goes without saying. Yeah, exactly, Lupe. He's also going to be helming coaching duties for Destiny and Destiny Kids as well.
He's got a lot on his plate, but I think the Latin Saints picked a really good guy to come in to help them to get that extra level.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And like I say, whether this is for the short term or if this is something that's going to be a little bit, more long term, if they intend on keeping him in that role, beyond Cup into the next season, I mean, they're definitely going to have to work. Definitely going to have to work. I mean, Mike does not take, he doesn't take anything less than 100%.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think it would be wise to take him on to the next year because he brings a lot to the table for them. You've got nice. But he brings a lot to the table with all his years of experience.
Yeah.
And a lot of these kids need that on that team.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, his pedigree speaks for itself. He got into the sport at the age of 15 back in 1995, went pro with the Bushwhackers. From there, went to Aftershock, played on Aftershock for some time, helped build the foundation for LTZ. He also played for Iron Men. So it's like you definitely are, again, it's like Ollie, you're definitely a special player if you can go from one iconic team to another,
So that's, I mean, he don't.
Well, see, exactly. He doesn't take he won't accept anything less than 100% from his players. So again, I mean, I think he's going to do a lot to help push that team to be the best that they can. And, hopefully this is something that helps to cement their position and continue, help them become a competitive team. Yeah,
and Lupe, those aren't F-bombs. Those are enthusiastic. That's enthusiasm.
That's enthusiasm. Yes.
That's enthusiasm. So every time just think, if he drops that, it's like no, that's enthusiasm. So, I mean, the huge news that's going on for Cup. Unless you heard anything else between now and when we talked about what we saw. There was something else. I feel like there was something else.
I haven't heard anything else. At least nothing groundbreaking aside
Yeah.
from on the manufacturing side. I'm kind of excited. MacDev is going to be dropping a new marker.
Wait. That's for Gear Talk. We're in Tourney Talk.
Okay, but this is Tourney, and we don't have gear to talk about tonight. So,
but you're about to talk about a new marker that's going to drop. I can find the picture, put it up. Congratulations, you have Gear Talk.
Fine.
Segments, man, segments. We got to do this the right way. We're professionals. How do you think a show runs? Not all willy-nilly and doing whatever they want, although we're doing that right now.
I was going to say, aren't we just doing whatever we want?
We pretty much.
Lupe
But
says
you know
he
what?
has a gear story. Lupe says he has.
Okay, let's then hold on 1 second. That's all the talk we have about Cup. Remember, tune in this weekend coming up for the World Cup. You can watch it on Go Sports. They have it live, and you might see Lupe running around commando style on that field. So I'm just saying. All right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I actually think that Go Sports is going to be streaming live on Facebook as well.
Ooh, for free?
Yeah. Yep. Correct me if
Wow.
I'm wrong, but I believe they are going to be streaming. It might just be Sunday, but they will. I believe they'll be streaming for free on Facebook.
Cool. All right. Well, that was. All right. So now we're going to move into our next segment because we were about to get into it, and Dennis is killing my segments. I like segments. I want segments. I want to be able to cut this thing up, put it up on the internet.
Okay, but
So
I'm just saying we're almost half an hour in.
I know.
and we got to
but we
guess
don't
the
have to spend
agreement.
much time. We don't have to spend too much time on it. So here it is. You know, also I haven't used it in a while, so I had to do it. So,
That's true.
Lupe, what is your great gear story? Well, Dennis, wait, what's yours? Which marker are you talking about so I can bring that up and we can look at it?
MacDev is going to be dropping a new marker called the GTX.
Oh, yes. They've been hinting at that with all their.
Where it just said G. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
It
do they
looks
have it?
really, really nice. Very, very similar lines to the.
You're talking about the
to the
G2?
Prime.
The GT2, right?
GT2. Sorry. For some reason I thought it was the GTX. GT2.
Well, GTX sounds a lot cooler than GT2.
Yeah, but I think the GTX is the marker they already have. So I may have been mixing them up. But I mean, it's really, really nice. It looks very similar to the Prime in its flow and style.
You're talking about this one, right?
Give me a sec here. Yes, that's the one. They're gonna be debuting that at Cup.
Look at that price.
Yeah, I mean they've already got some beautiful anodizings that are ready to go out the box, and they're already talking about the barrel kit that comes with it, much like a lot of the markers that are out right now. They've got a bore sized barrel already included in the package. As you can see, that a lot of the parts are compatible from the previous markers that they already have, so you can swap out your triggers, front grips, things like that.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, and I've always been very impressed with MacDev's markers. I'll be completely honest; they're really, really nice. They're just not easy to get a hold of because unless you've got an inside story, or I should say, an inside lane. I mean, they're based out of Australia, so it's not as though they're found in every paintball shop across North America.
Yeah, they are pretty tough to get, but
super nice. I don't know for sure if Joy Division is going to be rocking these, now, but I did see on, I believe it's Arc Anodizing, did a batch of guns for them that were just beautiful. I mean, I will openly admit I am always a sucker for that leopard print that Joy Division rock.
Yeah.
And their guns just look so nice with that anodized. I mean, they're shooting the MacDev markers right now. So
Dennis wears leopard print underwear. Let's see, Joy. Let's see what they should be. It should be up on Joy's site, huh? Or at least on their.
If it's not on theirs, then it'll be on. Like I say, I believe it's Arc Anodizing did the Anno forum, so it'll be on their Instagram.
Let me see. What does Arc have? I just had them up
to Lupe to where?
Oh, what's Lupe saying? What is he saying? What's the man saying? We got a few minutes before we move on to our next. Oh, there it is.
He mentioned he sent us a message. I just didn't see where.
Oh, shoot. He sent it to our Facebook.
Oh,
you got to be so difficult, Lupe. Now I got to switch and do all this other stuff. And, here it is. Is this it? This is it, right? Hold on.
Well, I don't know.
Well, just give me a second.
You're still the only one with access to the Facebook.
Boom, there it is. No, I'm talking about, is that what you're talking about?
That's the one.
Certain pro was practicing with.
Yeah, so this is going to be on the XDR and XDS markers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that sexy? That is.
Oh,
so
no, I'm
nice.
not talking about that. No, I'm looking at what Lupe sent me, and he's saying a certain pro practiced with the new marker. It's not very hard to guess what pro that was, seeing how her nails are all did up.
So
let me pull that. Now I got to pull that up.
Yeah, so we're already as Lupe has let the cat out of the bag. So we're already starting to see the CS3 in the wild. There have been a couple of infamous players that already have custom anodizing. One of them is a gorgeous, I believe it's called the Fueled by Fire, which you see a lot on Thomas Taylor's social media. Yeah, there's some the CS3. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, it's exactly the same.
Yeah, but he wants. We're gonna show it off, Lupe. I wonder who the pro is that's carrying that around. Look at that thing, man! Oh my God.
Yeah. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Lupe. Wait. That's like the promotional anodizing that Eclipse sent, correct?
Hey, tell her that those nails are getting in the way of her shooting, because she could shoot a lot faster if she didn't have those.
Well, no, she's capped at 10.5, dude. Yeah, okay. So that's like their promotional anodizing. It says PS3. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is gonna be the time where, now that the CS3 dropped, they just released the Etha 3, and then the LV2. I think we're gonna see Eclipse make another push to not that they ever lost their ground in terms of popularity and player base, using their markers, but I think we're gonna see a groundswell for sure. Yeah,
and this cup's going to be bringing out a lot of seriously sick equipment, not just with the markers, but even Lupe had mentioned last week that it's going to be the year of the hopper or the loader.
Year of the loader. That one took me by surprise because I have not heard anything about a new loader or a redesign or anything like that. So I'd be real curious to see what's going to happen. Lupe says 3 new loaders coming. Without giving away too much, Lupe, what manufacturers? Who's putting them out?
Good answer. Thanks, Lupe.
All right.
I'm
so
kidding.
it looks
All right,
like
so-
it looks like AT is going to be releasing a loader.
The Triad. Okay, I haven't seen that one yet. I haven't looked it up. I'm not going to
Yeah,
look it up. 'cause
I
it's-
haven't seen or heard anything about it yet.
But definitely going to be taking a peek into it. So that, you know what? Luca, of
Allegedly,
course.
that I'd be
Also-
real curious to see, because Virtue obviously has been by far the most popular loader out. So I'd be real curious to see.
I think they've been
whether-
hinting at stuff on Instagram. They have.
Oh, have they? Okay.
Yeah. I don't care about
And
that.
then and it looks like HK is coming out with their new loader as well.
So
Okay.
whatever.
Well, the
Spire 5?
Spire 5, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. I might have
So
to buy a new
I'd be very curious to see how they're going to improve on the
loaders, the
on
technology.
the Spire model. Well, I mean, the Spire 4 again, by and large, is the most popular loader. Me personally, I really like the CTRL, which is essentially just a Spire 2, I think, with slightly better electronics. But I like the CTRL. Now I know that's technically Bunker King and not Virtue, but it's, you know, it's apples it's apples to apples.
We'll have to wait until next weekend to see what starts popping up on the different Instagrams and what they may be throwing up onto Go Sports as some of the sponsors come out. So really excited for new gear that's coming out. Will I be buying any of it? Probably not. I'm too poor. But if there's anybody out there that would like to donate to a poor Mexican child from California, you can send that all to behindthemaskmedia@gmail.com. I'm kidding. All right. That's right. And also my brother over there, my white brother, we're twins. Can you see the resemblance? No? All right. Well, I tried. Sorry, Dennis. All right. I cut you off, didn't I? That was kind of like one of those the Academy Award moments. Play the music. He's talking too long.
Yeah. No, just real quick. The other thing I was going to say was that, not that it's so much new products that, or anything like that, but staying within the same vein. So I received a very nice headband from Pro the Sport, Nick out there. I absolutely love this thing. I can't wait to start breaking it in. I already put it up on our Instagram, so you guys may have already seen pictures of it. But Nick was throwing it out there of whether or not he should go to Cup as a vendor or if he should just go to Go. I believe he said he might be. I think he's playing 10-man as well.
Yeah, he did. He said he was going to be out there at least for 10-man.
Yeah. But Nick, it's beautiful. I mean, this thing is so well made. It's a thick denim that needs a little bit of breaking in, but I mean, the quality of it is really, really nice. Much like the Hormesis headbands and some of the other ones that are out there. I mean, mine is 1 of 8. So the dye is, different for every headband. The pattern is a little bit different for every headband. And Nick makes all of these by hand. He doesn't have somebody doing it for him. So he does all this stuff by hand.
Which is awesome.
I can't. Nick, if you're watching, thank you enough.
Yeah.
Definitely check him out. Grow the Sport Paintball on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the man that got him and gave him the advice and helped him out is on tonight. So we're really excited to have him on.
Oh,
but
very
before
cool.
we get to him, we're going to do a quick break. Then we're going to get an awesome fit tip from my coach, and that I've been slacking on. I'm sorry, Ben, but we're going to get a tip from him tonight. And so really quick, let's go with our commercial break. So we'll be right back. All right, so man, these things, they cut out so quickly, these commercial breaks. Gotta figure out a way to
on my end, because I have a little bit of a delay. So
Uh-huh.
you start talking when on my screen I'm still seeing a commercial.
Oh,
But it's because of my connection, though.
yeah. All right, so we are going to now move into our fit tip of the week. So, Coach Crane, take it away.
This week's fit tip builds off my last one. Last week I showed you how to safely and progressively strengthen the posterior muscles responsible for a pain-free lower back. This week I'm going to show you how to strengthen the anterior muscles, the abdominals, and the hip flexors, both of which are equally responsible for a pain-free lower back. Lay down on your back, flatten into the ground as much as you can, and get into an upside down quadruped position, or as this exercise is called, a dead bug position, the goal being to extend two opposing limbs all the way down, flat against the ground, without losing control of your lumbar or your abdominals. Now, to work up to that ability, start by holding one knee with both hands and just extend one leg. You want to be able to do two things here before progressing. Prevent your lumbar from arching upwards and keep your belly button drawn down towards the spine. Only extend your leg as far as you can without losing control of those segments. Once you have full range of motion with this variation, progress it by moving your hands so they rest on top of your stomach. This will help you feel that you're keeping your abs tightly contracted downwards throughout the exercise. Once you've mastered this variation, change your arm position by pointing both arms towards the ceiling. After mastering this, you can lower the contralateral arm and leg simultaneously. And if you really want to kick it up a notch, you can extend everything at once. These exercise progressions help develop both strength and segmental control throughout the lumbopelvic hip complex. This is going to help you rehabilitate an injured or weak back, as well as protect a healthy back from future injury. This has been the Fit Tip of the Week by Coach Crane, and I sincerely hope that it helps you play better paintball.
You muted yourself, Eugene. Professionals, guys. We're professionals.
Stupid microphone. Stupid.
There you go.
Stupid. How do I turn that feature off? Piece of junk. No, I'm kidding. I really like my microphone, though, Kat, if you're listening, because I want more stuff. So. But it was a great tip from Ben, as always. He stepped up his production value in his video. I like that. I didn't have to do much except for put the thing in the beginning and put the thing at the end, and that was it. I was all like, sweet.
I mean, production value aside, the information that he's providing, I think, is the more important part. But yeah, it does. It looks great. It looks great.
No, it does look great. I do like, and the tips are really good. And so if you guys are listening, check out his website, which is playbetterpaintball.com. He's got a couple of different workout routines that you can pay for, like monthly things. And yeah, there's a website. It's really good. A lot of great information. He actually cares about the people that are doing his workout, and he'll check up on you. He'll talk to you. If you have to change anything up, he's really good at getting on it really quick to make sure that you're you've got an alternate workout if you're not able to do the workouts that are inside of his workout plan. So really great. And plus, he's just a super cool dude. I like talking to Ben. I talked to him a couple times now. Really cool guy. So Ben, awesome, man. Can't wait till next week. We will have another fit tip of the week. We try to do this every week. And if you guys didn't catch it during this, it'll be up during the week, either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to have the segments up. So we're going to try to get on a flow to get these segments up as individuals. So cool. All right. Enough of us talking. We've been babbling on long enough, been making our guest wait long enough. It is time to bring him on. So we are going to do this by doing this. And Mike, how are you doing?
Hey guys, it's great to see you tonight. Thanks, Eugene. Thanks, Dennis, for having me on.
Of course, it is awesome to have you. And I saw that picture of you on your Instagram, that throwback right there. I was all like, I got to put that up. That's actually a pretty cool shot from 2007, it said, from MPPL.
Correct.
Back when we could actually pronounce the tournaments.
Well, there was so many less tournaments back then, right? To have to deal with. The tournament scene was pretty much the PSP and NPPL. And the NPPL, and that was it. And that was your choice.
Yeah, and whatever local feeder league you played in,
Yeah, but even they were like nowhere near as organized as what you have now. Like it was, I mean, the first tournament I played at the local field here in Palm Beach County was Mike's Paintball. And it was half hyperball field, and they brought in an airball field, which still had the lines connecting all of the bunkers on the field with little blowers running. So you couldn't slide into a bunker because there was a hose like stretched across the field, and you had to like hop over them as you're trying to make your way down the field. But we thought it was the best thing in the world. It was like, these inflatable bunkers are awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you've heard you watched a couple of our episodes, and you know that. With this, I always ask our guests, so you were born and then there was paintball, and you're going to fill in the rest. How did you get started with all this madness of paintball?
Boy, I started when I got my first paintball gun, there wasn't paintball like we know it today. I was like 14. It was like 1988 or something. And my dad had to take me to the gun store, which sold paintball guns also. I mean, and so at the time I just got a Splatmaster, which was like the most basic CO2 cartridge, 10 round, like a push button on the back to like cock it to shoot around. And my buddy had a Sheridan PGP pump, and we both just had paintball guns, and we just ran around in the woods shooting at each other. And at the time, there was no goggles, there was no face masks. We just wore like shop glasses.
Yeah.
So that was it. That was paintball for like a couple of years. I always had a paintball gun, upgraded here and there. When I was in high school, still had a paintball gun, but never took anything like super serious. Just running around with friends, probably causing more mischief than is healthy. But it was in the late 90s when I started taking it pretty seriously, because I had a regular group of guys that I was friends with, and we were just playing guerrilla ball out in the woods. We'd bring our scuba tanks, and at that point I was shooting like a Tippmann 98. I thought it was the best thing ever, like some 4-foot long sniper rifle with like a 20-inch barrel and all this stuff. But that got me super hooked. It wasn't just the adrenaline of shooting at people, or the fun part of shooting your friends and ribbing them a little bit and what have you, and then getting shot and taking it yourself. It was really good camaraderie and just all of that stuff. We got together every single week, and then the place that we used to play all the time got bought by some land developer, and they started clearing it out. So that's when I went to the local paintball field and started playing speedball, I guess you would say, as the term then. Sure. And the fields at Mike's Paintball here where I used to play, he had a really wide variety of stuff. So we had hyperball, and we had some like giant fields with huts and houses on them. And that was just before airball, it was before anything like that happened. But that's when we started playing tournaments and things like that in the late 90s. So it was pretty awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. That's crazy. That's a long time ago.
Yeah, and I mean that's initial introduction into the sport, mid to late 90s for the both of us as well.
Yeah.
Although we probably came in just after that, because at that point, like the Sheridans had kind of gone by the wayside. At that, autocockers and the automags were kind of the ruling,
the ruling class.
Yeah. I was shooting an automag at that time. 100%. Yep. I wish I still had that today. Now that I'm playing like mostly 10-man mechanical, boy, do I wish I had that thing back. I mean, I wouldn't shoot it probably in a tournament. It's just really fun to kind of play with. Although I've seen people out there rocking automags at some of the 10-man tournaments.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're trying to make a comeback with those things. So,
they're just super expensive right now.
Oh,
I'm not saying they're not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're not worth it, because he always made like such high quality stuff. But I mean, really, would you pay $1,200 for an automag? Or there's so many choices you could get for that. You have to be a real fan of that kind of thing, I think, to do it.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of people who like that.
Yeah.
And that's
construction, because they shoot like a nail gun.
But if you have the X bolt, you could put your tongue in there, and
That's true.
And
that was actually the selling point.
Yep.
That was the selling point. He stuck it in there and pulled the trigger and didn't hurt. Yeah.
I had one.
without
100%.
I wouldn't do that. No.
Yeah.
That's just not.
Me personally, I missed the X Mag, which was basically like the last iteration of the Automag before, it kind of disappeared. The X Mags were amazing. Lupe is in the chat right now. He and I were talking about, his son was using, oh gosh, what was her name? She's a real well-known player. She had this amazing X Mag. It was a Hello Kitty anodized, and it was cool. It was awesome. It was awesome.
I remember that.
I saw somebody with like an Automag RT at one of the events. Man, you can't play a tournament with that. It's got the return trigger pull.
Yeah, the response trigger on it. Yeah,
bro, that thing is so fast. Yeah. I had forgotten. I had just forgotten how fast those things could be. Yeah. Incredible. Really incredible stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Tom K, Bud Orr, all of those guys. They were well ahead of their time.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing now mechanical guns can shoot as fast as a lot of the electronic guns? Because I see guys shooting. I mean, one of the guys on my team, when we first got our 170s from playing at Eclipse, we were, fooling around with them. You got some valve upgrades and stuff. And he chronoed his at 15.6 over a chrono. It's just mechanical. So, and I've seen guys that can just shoot incredibly fast with those things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And I mean, that kind of going back to, a testament to the quality that Eclipse puts out. They released what was it? What was that called? The 3-way valve for the
EMAC? Or for the ETHA?
Yeah, or the EMAC, sorry.
EMAC, for the EMAC.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right, Mike. It just, you might as well be running an electro, because you're definitely in the same class. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I see Juan's in there. Hey, Juan. Yeah, I tried to play a mechanical event with the first time I played a 10-man event. I was like, how bad could it be? I'll play with my my electronic marker. You got to set it to 5.5 balls per second. Bro, 5.5 balls per second is molasses. It's like having a broken gun. Like, you're really, really hindered by that.
Yeah. You're like the ball.
Yeah.
The ball.
Yeah. I think after the very first point I ever played 10-man mechanical, I ditched my electronic gun and borrowed somebody's an EMAC, an old EMAC they had, and I played with that the rest of the day. It's the way to go.
Yeah, I love my EMAC.
Far happier too.
Yeah. Or maybe it wasn't the EMAC. It was the one with the slide trigger. That was the iteration before the EMAC.
Oh,
G-Tech? E-Tech? I don't know. I'm not either way. It was an older one, but it shot so good, you know. So that's what I was up to.
nice.
So
Tell us a little bit about Charm City. I'm excited to hear about Charm City.
Well, I just in 2016, I had I'm a jeweler by trade, so I own my own business. That's what I've been doing since I was 18 years old. So I had a customer that I did a lot of work for, and I essentially just used the money that I made from that customer to pay for my paintball life. You know, paid for travel, paid for practices, all that stuff. Well, some things changed, and I no longer was working with that customer. And we're friends and everything. It's just he wanted to hire somebody in his family to do the job. So I lost that gig, and I really needed something to replace the money. And I wanted to do something in paintball because, you know, so much of my life with practicing and doing all this stuff just revolved around paintball that it just made sense to me to be able to work in something that you enjoy so it doesn't feel like work, you know? And so that was what it was about. And in 2014, I had talked to the then owners of Sandana about getting stuff made for our team and doing custom colorways and stuff. And that was kind of toward the end of Sandana when, and again, for anybody hearing this is not the current companies, not the current owner. This is in the past when they had some issues, but I think all of that stuff is completely resolved now. So I'm not trying to say anything weird, but in the past, they were kind of on a downslide. And there was a real gap in the market. Like Sandana wasn't producing headbands, and there wasn't any other brands that were any kind of significant competition for them. So when they essentially stopped producing bands, it had to be around 2015 or so. There was a gap for a couple of years in the market that I had been really looking at, because I made headbands in like 2006, 2007 as well. But mostly just for friends, teammates, and things like that. So I really saw an opening in the market to make something that was real quality denim, like the old school stuff that I used to see in 2002, 2003, 2005, you know, like the golden era of paintball. And I wanted to bring that back because at the time, you can get cool headbands, but you get dye sublimated fabrics that don't have the same feeling as like a true denim. Yep. And then you also get a lot of stuff that's very cheaply made, you know. And I'm not saying there's a need for that, to have a diversity of markets of who you sell to and what your audience is. But I really wanted to just bring back super high quality, super custom, perfect fabrics, just kind of elevate the game a little bit. And so that's what I tried to start doing, you know, creating. First, I just started making like what I considered really well-built headbands. And I started designing new things, and I started just going bonkers from there. So it's been almost 5 years now. No, it's nice. Yeah, it's been about 5 years now doing that. So it's been good. It's been really good.
I got your Instagram right here that I'm going to put up some of the pictures of some of what of what you do. And man, they're nice looking. Dennis, have you really checked out his stuff, Dennis?
Yeah, that's why I said I was excited to talk about it. Because much like Nick, you know, he's got some amazing designs that, you know, I mean, shoot, if we can put the name out there, why not?
Yeah, look at those things. Those are really cool. There was one that I just saw that I really like. Where is it at? Okay, let's hold on.
That bottom, that gray plaid especially appeals to me because I wear a cologne called Gray Flannel.
Oh, okay. There you go. Perfect.
Okay, you're Gray Flannel.
Well, I mean, it's a grandpa cologne, but I like
this is the one. Oh,
yeah.
sure.
But yeah,
go ahead. Show.
Oh, I was gonna say I have stacks of stuff here that I'm bringing to World Cup with me, but I've been doing a lot of these the American flag headbands,
Yeah,
and I don't know if you
yeah,
see
look at
there.
that.
It's
Nice.
all the layers are different sewn fabrics all put together, so it's not like it's sublimated. This is
Right.
all cotton denim, all sewn together in different layers to achieve that look. And I got just a bunch of different things like that. I got a huge order of team headbands here that I'm just finishing for some guys.
Oh, those are
Oh
nice.
my God, look at that with the flying
Oh,
skull.
heck yeah.
Yeah,
Now-
I'm sorry, the angle is terrible here. I'm
Oh, no,
looking
it's
at the
fine.
camera
Those are
weird.
I know, we're like,
Now, are those Sandana flying skull?
Yeah, my friend who this team is for, they bought some sandanas and they sent them to me brand new in the package to chop them up and redesign them.
those are
So-
nice. Dang.
I
Those
occasionally-
are amazing. Oh my God, Mike, those are fantastic.
God, those are.
Thanks. Yeah, I have to post some better pictures when they're finished and what have you. But I'm bringing a lot of the American flag ones with me to World Cup.
Very
Oh,
nice.
I saw this one and I really like this one. That is a cool design. I like your logo.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, that's my Lucky Bird logo.
Oh,
Yeah, I like
I
that.
love that one. I
That
love
is
that.
seriously cool. Dude, you definitely, I mean, Nick was the one that pointed us towards you and said, you got to have him on. This guy is a guy that really, he helped me out. He gave me advice for free and all this other stuff. And I was all like, all right, let's have him on. And so that's why I was like, you know what? I started looking at your stuff and I was like, dang, dude, this is some really cool stuff. I really like your stuff. Even you got down right here on this embroidery. And I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, I actually I really don't mean to sound corny when I say this, but I consider myself more of like an artist than anything else. Like
Oh, absolutely.
I just love like dyeing stuff and making stuff and like essentially like painting with dye to make a piece like that, which is essentially just like one big canvas. Actually, hold on one second. I'll show you. I have some of those pieces all cut up. They're laying right here in front of me, actually.
If I remember correctly, the one that we're looking at the screen on there, that made what six individual
Six
bands?
pieces. Yeah,
Six
six
Oh, look at that.
six individual bands.
But
that
look at that! I mean,
are-
it's so fantastic.
Yeah, it's just
That's so cool.
a slice of that canvas essentially, but it's denim, not canvas. And
Yeah.
these are all numbered and signed, just like a
Wow.
painting would be.
Yeah, those are amazing.
Well,
Those
dude, you are definitely. I mean, yeah. So this is what you now. Is this primarily what you do, or you still do something else? Or
I still have my jewelry business. I essentially, boy, when this started picking up, I started really, like over the last few years, I really started deciding that I wanted to do headbands more and jewelry less. I mean, I've been doing that for 30 plus years. I got to say I'm a little burned out by it. Granted, I'm very selective of what I choose to work on now. So it really is good for me.
Sure.
But yeah, I wanted to do something that was fun. That's like, okay, you guys talk about how great the paintball audience is. And
Yeah.
I can attest to you firsthand, I have never seen a group of people who is so anxious to support someone who's trying to start their own business. I have never
absolutely.
seen a group of people who are so patient, who are so kind, and who give you the right kind of feedback. And you wouldn't believe how many people that I've sold headbands to that I am friends with. It's crazy. Like somebody will message me about a headband. I'll say, hey, call me and we'll talk about it. Cause I way rather talk to somebody on the phone than message back and forth with people. And sure enough,
absolutely.
next thing you know, it's like, hey buddy, okay, I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. And there you go. And so the paintball community has been just super, super supportive. And I have friends like all over the United States now. And I got to thank, paintball for that really. Because
Oh yeah.
every like group that has its own thing, whether it's like surfers or whatever, any kind of group that's a sport or whatever, you got your own thing, but paintball feels different to me. I've been a part of some other things paintball feels different to me, you know, and I'm not sure why that is. I think maybe we struggle a lot to like make it to events, and we spend a ton of money, and we feel like we're really in this grind together, you know? So not sure.
It definitely, that's the one thing, and that's what we've always, like, as far as with me and Dennis, we've always talked about, is that this subculture is like, it's not just a subculture, it's a subculture of a subculture, because this falls into the extreme sports. You know, this is an extreme sport. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But this extreme sport isn't like skateboarding. This isn't like, you know, motocross, all these other sports that do get a lot of attention. And yes, they're like, oh yeah, we're the subculture of the subculture.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
because of that grind, because of that struggle, and we all know it, because it is the same thing that we all do to get to the tournaments, like you said, get to practice, play the sport, just to find the time. And there's nobody that understands that better than other paintballers.
Yeah. I always get a chuckle out of it when I come back from an event. Some of the people I know, or one of my customers I do work for, will say, "Oh, how was your vacation?" And I'm like, it's just not it's like, it's more work than actually being at home and going to work. I'm getting up at 5 a.m. It's 62 degrees and I'm freezing my butt off. And I know that's probably not cold to like most people, but I'm from Florida, so it's below 76 or so, and I'm putting jackets on.
Oh, that's here in California too. Yeah, that's cool.
Nah, that's nothing. Anyway, sorry guys.
So no, it's just
most of the people in California would say that's cold.
Yeah. So I think people who don't play, like you said, Eugene, people who don't play don't realize that it is a grind, that like you're at the field for 11 hours one day because your games are an hour and 40 minutes apart for whatever silly reason. So, you know, you're already exhausted just from standing around by the time you get to your last game in the prelims. Like, that just doesn't happen anywhere else in any other sport. Nope. I would say that the play is more demanding, but it just depends on what position you play. But the grind of standing around in the sun for 10 hours, that'll kill anybody. You know, like, that'll get you.
Yeah, but it's also, we go out to, when we say we're going to go practice, it's not like we go out practice for a couple hours. We're there from the moment the paintball field opens till the place closes. So and not only that, but we are usually awake, you know, like at some god-awful time to load our gear up, make sure we have all our gear, make sure we have our paint, make sure we have all our food, and then it's like, all right, let's go to the field, and then we're at the field, and it's just grind after grind after grind. And if you're a tournament player, you definitely know the grind, because you're running drills, then you're going to run actual scrimmages, and then you're done. And if you are part of the Texas Cyclones, you've got Niles who's yelling at you, and you're grinding harder. But that's a whole different story. But you know, it is definitely something that, at the end of the day, there's a satisfaction out of it. Even though you had a lot of fun, there's still a satisfaction that was hard work and it was fun.
Yeah. More fun than like going to the gym or something like that, you know.
Hell yeah. Oh God, yeah. No offense, Ben. If you're watching, we go to the gym. Yeah, we go to the gym. But you know, getting out on the field is a hell of a lot more satisfying than getting out to the gym and you know, running an hour. So
yeah.
Oh man. So I was still looking at a lot of your stuff, and God, man,
yeah,
I was
going to ask if you could bring it up again, because I had a question regarding one of the bands.
Oh wait, I want to bring up this one. This one caught my eye. I was like, oh, right here. Let's bring it up. Bam.
Oh, the Frankenstrat. Yeah.
Yes. I was like,
go ahead. I'm sorry, Eugene.
I know. It was just like, I saw that. I was like, oh, that is seriously cool.
I made that for one of my teammates who lives in Ohio, one of the Brimstone Smoke guys, who's a musician. And, you know, he's like a gigging musician. He plays the drums. He's an awesome dude. And, I thought that was apropos for him.
Yeah. The moment I saw that, I just started hearing, you know, different songs run through my head. I was all like,
your eruption starting in the background.
And there was just like a montage going. I was all like, "Oh my god, that is awesome!"
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's cool. That gives me like Eddie Van Halen vibes. I like that.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's what it's designed after his
Yeah.
Stratocaster.
That's exactly what it is. That's why I said I had a bunch. Oh, Ben is watching.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
See, that's what I love. Oh, I just kicked my. Oh, wait, there you go. I corrected the camera. Kicked it. That's what I love about having live stream. This is, that's the great thing about live is that we get to interact with not only our guests and each other, but we get to interact with everybody that's on. And I really,
with all of our friends who come on and give us a hard time.
you know what? Really quick, guys, I really want to shout out to everybody that's watching us. I think this is the most we've had at any given time. We've got 9 viewers, which a lot of thanks to Mike, who's on right now, which spread the word. A lot of thanks out to Ben, who's been spreading the word, and to Nick. I mean, again, Mike, what you were talking about
every week,
and Lupa, and Lupa, Lupa.
No, don't diminish.
I am not going to diminish, but this is what you were talking about. This is like we've now got friends that are coast to coast.
Mm-hmm.
Our podcast last year, we were getting listeners from around the world, which is awesome. We love that, and we still are getting those listeners when I put those podcasts up onto Anchor. And so, to be able to see this, and now we're interacting with our people, and it's really cool. I really love that. So, and the moment I shouted out 9, they dropped down to 7. Thanks, guys.
Well, by the way, pardon me.
Who's this?
By the way, the guy who just posted Isaiah, that guy, he is on my team. He's up and coming as a videographer. He's really, really talented. And if you follow my Instagram at all, I've posted links to his page recently. He's making just really cool edited paintball videos now and doing a darn good job of it. So it's pretty awesome.
I forgot that I'm still streaming this. Let's move that. Okay. So you said it's on your Instagram. Let's see. What is it?
One of the most recent videos that was that I posted like yesterday or something. It should have his page on it.
Yesterday. Let me see. I'm always interested to see what people are doing, and because it's not bad.
If you see it on my page, I think when I reposted it, the quality got really knocked down, because if you go to his page to see the videos, they're so crisp and so clean. So yeah, that video, the quality is probably a little low on that. It looks a little fuzzier than the original. But yeah, that's from practice a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, we're always looking out to spread the word on, new talent that's out there, and because some of those guys that have been around forever, that's starting to get old or starting to slow down, and
well, paintballers, they slow down, but they never go away.
Oh heck no! Shoot, Bud Orr, 79 years old, the man that I want to be when I grow up, is still out on the field and said, "I love to just get out there and play." And that's it. He just loves to be out there and moving around. And he's the one that really sparked me to say, I got to get into the gym, because he's like, I go every day and my wife does CrossFit. I'm like, oh my God, dude, your wife does CrossFit and I do Dr. Pepper. Yeah, that's about all.
Yeah, you hear that, Ben? Dr. Pepper.
Hey, I haven't had one in a week and a half, so I'm doing good. Yeah, and I've also slowed down. Huh?
I was on a Dr. Pepper kick there for a while. I really was, man. For like a year, I think that was the drink of choice.
Dude, it's so good. It's the nectar of the gods.
It's even better with rum.
I don't know about that part, but it's good stuff. I know that after I watched this one video about this like old lady, she was like 100 and I think 102, and they asked her, "What's your secret?" As she's holding the can of Dr. Pepper. I drank one of these every day, and I was like, "That's proof right there." Bam! I'm drinking one every day now. I'm gonna live
Perfect.
to 102. I'm sorry.
Back on topic.
I know. Sorry. Back on topic. Back to Mike.
No, so
No,
I wanted to touch on so Charm City is not just your headband brand, I guess you could say. Now I wanted to also talk a little bit about the team.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know if I understand.
I
Because
don't
there's
either.
not. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dennis.
What's your question,
No,
Dennis?
Well, no, I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the team that you're playing with
Trying.
as well.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. Well, I'm essentially just playing mechanical paintball tournaments now.
Okay.
A lot of 10-man stuff, and at the NXL events, sometimes I'll play 7-man. Sometimes I'll just hop in with people. Mechanical. I feel like the mechanical paintball movement is, boy, whoever is listening is, I'm a purist, I guess you would say.
Sure.
It feels more like real paintball to me. And I don't like the ramping. I never thought that was a great idea. It takes the skill and the effort of learning how to shoot with both hands right out of the picture.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things about X-Ball that I really like. It's super fun to play. Then when we practice locally, play X-Ball, that's what it is. But
Sure.
10-man tournaments, that just feels to me like super legit. And I've known guys that have been like, yeah, well, how hard could it be? You've got a bunch of like 40 and 50-year-old guys running around. Dude,
You'd be
these guys
surprised.
have 20 more years than you on honing that shot. And let me tell you,
Exactly.
they don't miss. And some of these guys are just so skilled. I mean, it's awesome to get to play with all the old pros, tons of current pros, because now you've got a team full of old pros, and who's their front players? All the new pros. You get to play really, really high quality, high caliber teams. It's always a battle. It's always a grind. And you really feel like you accomplish something when you win matches or when you make it out of the prelims. Like, it really feels like you did something. And if you count like minutes on the field, a lot of the 10-man games are 10 minutes or 12 minutes, depending on where you're playing and what the situation is. And like, you've got 8 matches in a day for prelims if they're running all on the same day. So you've got like maybe 80 minutes of paintball. If a lot of the games go fairly long too. So, versus playing X-Ball, you've got, in Division 3 or Division 2 or whatever, you've got 10 minutes on the clock, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes. So I feel like you're actually playing a lot more paintball too, playing 10-man. So I just really, really like that part of it. So that's what most everything is focused on for me right now, is playing 10-man. I'm going to play 7-man mechanical at World Cup, and I'm playing 10-man mechanical also with 2 separate teams, because we couldn't get enough guys. We will next year. I will really want to make that happen, that we get Brimstone Smoke down to play 10-man at World Cup. But that's the goal.
Now, see, that's a name that, it strikes a chord for me, because I've been involved in the sport long enough that, some of the younger generation may not know the legacy of Brimstone Smoke. I mean, we're talking about a team that has almost, probably, I would say, just as much history as teams like Aftershock and, Iron Man and things. I mean, you guys have been around for a long time.
Yeah, I felt, and I still do feel like really honored to be a part of the team, because when I was coming up, like in 01, 02, at my first like NXL events and stuff, I was like, oh, there's the Naughty Dogs. Like, holy, like they just were playing amateur 10-man, and they're awesome. And Dynasty was just pro, and Aftershock is right there, and Brimstone Smoke and Bad Company, and like all of these killer paintball teams were coming up at that time. And I was playing paintball with a guy. I got invited to play a 10-man tournament. I guess that would have been the first January 2019, maybe. And through that event, I met one of the guys who was playing on Brimstone at the time, and we hit it off pretty well. They were looking to pick up a couple more people to complete a roster because the team had just kind of gotten reorganized, and it was just sheer happenstance that I met a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, and next thing you know, I got a tryout, and they said sure, and that was it. I've been playing with them ever since.
That's awesome. That's
amazing. And like I say, I mean, the history of the team is there. And you mentioned, some of the teams that maybe we are not, that aren't around anymore. Bad Company being one of them. That one especially struck kind of a chord for me because when, I first got into the sport when I was still in high school, took time off. Technically took time off, but I got back into it in like 2002. And I went out and I got myself, at the time, it was the best Spider available. So it's a Spider Electra. And, and I got all these extra stuff. And then I kind of latched on to Bad Company because they were the flagship team for Kingman, and they were out there running the Spider AMGs. And I was like, I could do that. I could be one of those guys, so just hearing you talk about Smoke and some of these other teams that were prevalent at the time, Eugene and I talk about all the time. It's the golden age of paintball for us, and we miss those days.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I feel super spoiled because not only have I gotten to meet my heroes, I'm now friends with my heroes. Like the guys coming up, like, I mean, I just have met so many, like you're talking about Mike Paxson earlier. Mike Paxson is an awesome dude. He used to live down here, and we practiced like every weekend and he was always there. He was always out at tracks and trails. And we practiced so much. The dude is so frigging knowledgeable and smart. I think that's the thing that you can never know about somebody until you play them. That guy is on another level, like with the thought process and closing out games. So it's super cool that he's coaching, but like we just had opportunity to play with all these guys like from Aftershock and everything, and then get to know them and get to meet them. And it's just super cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh God. Yeah.
We got Dennis. We got to get out to a 10-man or 7.
You have to.
We got to play.
Here's my thing is that, like, I really cut my teeth on 7-man, NPPL. So that, I mean, during the Wild West days of the uncapped, but I say it over and over again, and I'll say it till the day I die. I miss 7-man. So the fact that it's coming back in a slightly altered form where it's 7-man mech or what have you, that makes me I'm super excited. So I'm all on board if anybody wants to sponsor me to come out to an event.
I've been thinking about a new team, Hong Kong Cavaliers. Yeah. Yes, I'm going to do it. Sorry, go on, Mike. No, I'm all over the place. Okay, focus.
I was just going to say, I really feel like the old NPPL, the 7-man format with true semi-auto, is probably the best tournament paintball format. Yes. Like I loved it how there was no field layout drop. You would go to the event,
and you had to walk the field. Every field
was different, and you may play 5 different fields that day. So you have to walk. You were so lucky if you drew like 4 fields and you got 2 games on the same field, so you didn't have to walk the extra field. It was really a leveling out point for teams. Everybody started at the same spot. Nobody knew what the layout was. Everybody was shooting in true semi, so you're shooting as fast as you can shoot, and you're limited by your own capabilities only. Yeah. And it really gave the best teams or the best paintball playing teams who could work together it gave them the advantage because they knew how to play paintball. They weren't relying on knowing a plan or figuring out bounce shots or what have you.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
Right.
Definitely. And you know what's funny is that when I stopped doing tournaments, I started playing more with, like, I had a cocker and a pump. I became a hell of a lot better player using either one of those than I did with my, my electronic. And then when I got back onto the electronic, I was like, I could literally, you put your toe out, I'm going to hit it. It's because you have to take a little bit more time to, especially if you have a pump. I got one shot.
yes.
So I better be able to pump, pop out, and catch somebody because I can't keep going.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh man, I miss a lot of that. We definitely got to get out there. Oh man.
Well,
Yeah,
Mike,
I mostly practice X-ball with my mechanical gun anyway.
no,
Like
really.
work. Yeah. I really don't feel like it's a disadvantage. I can shoot almost 10 balls a second with that thing anyway, probably 9. So
Yeah.
there's not much of a disadvantage there, but it helps me to like work on my shots, and it is practice after all. So you get blasted,
Yeah,
you
that's
get blasted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. No
If
harm,
you're
no
scared,
foul.
if you're scared of getting
gone.
blasted at practice, you're probably in the wrong sport,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But my goal is still not to get hit. I just don't want to get shot.
Well,
And it
yeah.
feels good to trade with somebody sometimes. You're gonna throw it away, but you got to get this guy out of this spot. That feels pretty good,
True.
doing your
That
job.
is definitely true. So,
But I always like the assist best. I always tell guys on the team, I was like, if we can coordinate me and one other guy and work out a plan to eliminate somebody, even if I don't get the kill, those are the most satisfying plays because it's like you've actually formulated a game plan, put it into action, and seen it through to the end, and it worked.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more satisfying than that to me.
Oh, absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh man. All right, Mike. Well, I'm looking at our time. You know
Ran
what?
a little long, but I think it was.
Yeah, we've gone away from the Fred Schultz format of we're going to stick to an hour because that's what he's doing that. He says that's the best way because you won't lose people. But we've actually held on to a lot of our people, which is awesome.
We've been very consistent tonight, Mike. And we've got to thank you for that.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
my pleasure.
It
I
was
tried
great.
to put it out there. It's a Monday that, so many things. It's first day of the week. People, it's rough, man, because Mondays are rough for everybody, bro. But
I think it was more. Well, there's another podcast that goes on Wednesday, so it was kind of like we weren't going to step on their toes. And then Tuesday is Fred Schultz, and I don't want to step on his toes because he's the man. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't want to
Fred.
mess with him. There's no doubt about it. And then Thursday was always, it's a hard day for, like, as far as for me, because I travel on that day to home. It's a long travel home. And then Friday was always like, I just want to relax. Yeah, it's a recovery day. So Monday was kind of like, hey, why not start off the week with us? It's the best. You start off the week with us and with our guests, and you're talking about paintball. After a long weekend of playing paintball, why not keep talking about it?
Exactly.
it's on everybody's mind anyway. World Cup, this starts this week.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. So, you know what, Mike? If you want to put out all your information, shout out, whatever you want to do, go for it.
Yeah, by all means, let us know where we can find you.
Well, you can find me at World Cup at the Mounds Field because I'll be playing 7 and 10 man mechanical. I actually on the back of my jersey it just says Charm City instead of my name because I had them do that just because it's so hard to find people at events. So if you happen to see a dude with a Brimstone Smoke jersey and it says Charm City on the back, that's me. And
there it is.
I'm working on actually Nick from Grow the Sport is helping me to finish my website and get that up and running. So I'll have that going this year. Exactly. That's me.
There it is. Charm City 11. Look for 'em.
Yeah. So
Ooh,
that's
with
basically
with
it.
that monkey with a gun headband too. I like that.
Yeah. I traded a guy a headband for that.
Nice. That is cool. I've got an old Camp Pendleton one on mine. Which
Nice.
it's hard to find. But so if you guys are looking for them, you definitely find them on Instagram, Charm City Paintball.
Yep. On Facebook, Charm City Paintball also.
And so is this the best way to get a hold of you? Like just to shout out, like DM you and ask for the headbands?
I'm super accessible, so you can hit me on Facebook or Instagram. Message me if you don't have social media, or you have a friend message me. I'll just give you my phone number. Like, I give my phone number out real freely, so like anybody who wants it, you want to talk to me, just call me. I don't care. Like, we're all cool. Let's just whatever. So yeah, so I'm super accessible. So, and it's just me. So if you get a message or a response or whatever, it's me answering you. So yeah, just reach out. I'll get right back with you as soon as I can.
Awesome. Well, Mike, it was awesome having you on there. And Nick is saying soon we're going to see charmcity.com, which awesome.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing
Nick's
that.
a good dude, man. Can I say one other thing, Eugene? I think it, and Dennis, sorry.
No.
A lot of people have asked me in the past, like when I started this business, cause there started to be other headband companies, and they're like, oh, are you mad at this company for making this, or you, and I think like a lot of people have an idea that we're all in such competition with each other. Like it's just this bloodthirsty competition. And
Right.
I've never ever looked at it that way. I was doing research for something a long time ago about, paintball statistics, how many people play paintball in the United States, how many people are rec players or tournament players or play regularly or whatever. There's millions of paintball players.
Yeah.
And we might not see that because essentially we've devoted our paintball time to playing tournaments and going to airball fields, but we're no longer at the 2,000 person scenario games, and we're no longer at the local field playing in the woods like a lot of the rentals and the casual people play, and we don't play the milsim stuff. So we see like a tiny portion of the paintball audience. And all the guys that I know who make headbands, like Nick from Grow the Sport, like Crown Town Headgear, like Evil Gerbil, there's tons of them. We're all friends, and people might think that like I said, the competition, but these guys everyone is supportive of one another.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind of mentality, even when it comes to like the independent businesses in paintball themselves. And I know guys from other paintball businesses who are just super helpful, willing to give you advice, people who have really made a success of their own business are willing to share and give you a step up to help you reach your goals too. So if anybody's trying to reach out or create something in the paintball community, you will find a really large group of people who are willing to give you a chance, and vote with their money. Like they'll give you their money. It's
absolutely.
just to be supportive. So that's one thing I can truly say is like something you guys mention a lot, that the community is just awesome. Everybody is supportive, and you don't really know that unless you start digging into it. If you're just a casual person who shows up at the field, you might not realize how deep the bonds go for everyone. But once you start becoming a part of that family, it's really special. It's really good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
By far.
We've said it before, or I should say I've said it before, Eugene and I wouldn't be, we wouldn't have the friendship that we have had it not been for paintball, and the thing that I've touched on before is that our lives ended up kind of going parallel to each other outside of the sport. We still talk regularly. We hang out all the time. Our kids were born 2 weeks apart from each other.
Wow.
So, I've said it before, Eugene's like, he's one of 3 people in this world that I would take a bullet for, so everything that you've just touched on is, it talks about the heart and the quality of those bonds. It's very, very rare that you find that in a lot of other, not only sports in general, obviously it's out there, but I find it to be especially cool because paintball still is very much a niche sport. And this community is a lot smaller than people might think it is, So it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, every once in a while I have like a Planet Eclipse shirt on or something, and I'll be in the grocery store and somebody will be like, I like your shirt, dude. And I'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, paintball player. Like,
Yeah,
nobody else
exactly.
knows. I mean, it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while.
Yep.
Definitely. It definitely does. And just wanna
I
get
swear,
out of that.
I feel like we could sit and reminisce with Mike all night.
I know, we definitely
All night.
could.
I don't have to be anywhere, guys. I mean, I got a lot of sewing to finish, but
Well, if you sit tight, Mike, we'll come back. We'll talk to you afterwards, but we're going to let you go just for right now. And we're going to end our show because we hit that hour and 30 mark, which we haven't done in a long time. I think this potentially could have been kind of like an Amber Wong repeat where we went 2 hours with her.
Yeah.
But I think it was more
here for 2 hours. We ended up having to make it into 2 episodes.
but we kind of had to get in as much as we can because she's all the way over in
Yeah, she was in Italy at the time.
was Italy or Spain?
Or Spain. Sorry, Spain.
Spain. Yeah, she's over in Spain. So it's kind of like we're going to cram it all in one because I don't know if we're going to be able to get her.
She's in Florida right now because she's going to be playing.
Oh, that's right. So if anybody sees Amber, the Beast Wong, tell her we said hi, take a picture of her so we know she's actually out there roaming the earth and send it to us. But yes, hi. All right. So we're going to let you go real quick, Mike, and then we will be back on with you afterwards. But again, it was awesome to have Mike on. Check out his stuff on Instagram. So here we go. Awesome. Honestly, I could definitely keep just talking to Mike about all the old days of, like, if you Spain?
She's in Spain.
I know she's in Spain.
Although Lupe will be seeing her on Wednesday, so that's good.
Lupe, take a picture of her and tell her that, we want to just tell her to pose like the Bigfoot when they're walking, kind of, because, she's a mystery. Amber the Beast Wong. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you again.
Thank you just in general, man. You've definitely, so many people are now, well, one, for Dennis's headband. Two, we've had so many, people wanting to be on the show now, which is awesome. And also, it's just, again, like Mike said, that this is just a community that's so, loving in a sense without being so loving. The dude love, handshake, hug, pat, not the other, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, it was awesome. Okay, hold on. Let me stop that. All right. So, guys, again, you guys want one of those awesome headbands? Check out Charm City on Instagram, and it's charm_city_paintball, and hit up Mike, and he's seriously approachable. I'm not used to people saying, "Hey, just give me a call." It's like, since I do so much text and I'm always on the go. Mike's like, "Give me a call." I'm like, I gotta call this guy. I gotta call him. And then I missed his call this morning. And then when I got on the phone with him, I started talking to him. And then I was like, man, I wish I could have talked a little bit more with him, but it was cool to have him on right now. So yeah, you know what? I kind of do miss the days of, because even you and me do that a lot, Dennis, where it's a lot of text, but then it's like
all the time.
Once we get on the phone, it's like we're like two old ladies and just keep gabbing away. It doesn't even matter what the heck we're talking about. We just keep going. I called you about, what did I call you about today? Was it today or yesterday? It was yesterday. Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah, it was on Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday, I called you about because of the Latin Saints thing, and then we ended up on the phone for like an hour and a half. We just went off on tangent, like always. But
like always, yeah,
like always. But so that was the other thing for tourney talk that I missed, and Lupe brought it up. Bunker Fest put out their dates. So guys, start marking those on the calendar. Give your support to Chris and the guys over at Bunker Fest.
I saved the post in our favorites folder. If you want to put it up,
our favorites folder.
They announced it, the dates and locations for all of the Bunkerfest series for next year.
I got to start looking at this. You got to tell me when you start saving stuff because
you know what? I meant to tell you today because I did the same thing with the.
I could have. Yeah, I just the Mike Cox thing.
Groups for the pro brackets for this weekend as well. It's all.
Well, it's also the Mike Pax thing. I just seen that the video for that. I'm like, oh shoot, I could have had that up. Okay, so really quick, guys. I know this is we're not doing tourney talk, but we're going to bring it up because we want we like Chris and
Chris and Jeff.
The other Eugene out there.
Yeah.
If you ever heard that, he's gonna hate that.
Constantly cranking out, posts and information and everything regarding Bunkerfest. So, definitely like to support that as much as we can.
Yeah. March 24th to the 26th, they're going to do the Alamo Blitz in Texas. And then they got Memorial Classic, May 19th to the 21st. And that's going to be
in Texas as well. It's
Texas Giant Paintball Sports.
Yeah.
And then we've got Mile High Open, July 7th to the 9th.
That's the Denver event, and that's actually they're going to have 7-man at the Denver event.
That's what Lupe was talking about.
Yes.
And then we got the Texas Shootout, August 25th to the 27th, back at Giant Paintball Sports. And we've got the Halloween Havoc, October 6th through the 8th. Most of these are going to be in Texas. Actually, all of them, except for Mile High, are going to be in Texas at Giant Sports, which was something that we had talked to Gio when we were out at SD Village, and we got a chance to talk to him. And he was saying that he's got to, they're working with Chris to get these events going, and they are going to be held at Giant Sports. So definitely, you guys start paying attention for when those dates are coming up for the what do you call it? For registration and everything. So, and man, when we talk to those two guys about the events, they're talking about how great they are, and hearing so many great reports back about how well it's run, how well the reffing is. I mean, they're events to definitely go to. We're hoping to try to get out to some of them next year to be able to be there as a media presence, but we'll see what happens. I mean, that's next year. But definitely Bunkerfest, guys. Check it out. It's another series, and it's going to be awesome. So with that, I also wanted to say before we end, to all three of you guys that are still watching, which will probably be Nick, Lupe, and Ben. Thanks, guys, for sticking with us. But
there's more.
So really quick, something that Mike brought up, which is about an up-and-coming videographer that wants to get out there. Look, we are two. There's only two of us in this. There's two of us in Behind the Mask.
Yeah.
What we are looking for are guys that are out there that are trying to get into it, videography and photography, and we're looking to build teams that are in other states. What's in it for you guys? High five, guys, because we don't have the cash to give you guys. But it's also a way to get your name out there, and we definitely would love the help to probably get out onto fields. We're looking for guys that can do some video work. Now, little disclaimer to that, because I definitely want to see what you have to offer. And I'm not going to be picking everybody that's out there because we do need the help. We want the help. And of course, beggars can't be choosers when you're like saying, it's free, please.
Yeah.
But we still do want to keep, of course, the quality high because, we want to put our name out there. We're putting our name to this. We're putting your name to this. And if you guys want to get higher level, then obviously quality. So if you guys got videos and you want to send them to us, you definitely could do that you can send them to us to our Gmail, which is behindthemaskmedia@gmail.com. DM us if you'd like. If you can't send it because it's such a big file, DM us on our Behind the Mask Media at Instagram, and we can probably get like a Google Drive going, and we can download, and I can look at your stuff. So, and I'm not saying this because I'm trying to be a snob. Again, I got years and years of experience of doing this, so I kind of know what we're looking for and stuff like that. So, and also if you want me to look at it and tell you guys how to improve it, I'm more than happy to help talk to you guys how to improve your shots, how to do stuff like that. I'm always open to talking to guys that are looking to get into videography, get into all this graphic stuff, because it's something that I do. It's a passion of mine. So by all means, hit me up. Let me know. We'll talk. With that, we're going to end our show. We've gone an hour and 40 minutes. Woo! Yeah! And half of it is me talking at the end of the show. Sorry, we still got Mike in our green room waiting for us. But, all right, guys, get out there. Drop your money onto those local paintball fields. Drop your money onto those local shops. Let's grow this sport. Let's get out there. In order to grow them, or in order for us to grow, we need to grow them, because then there's more of them that are getting out there, and there's more product being put out there. If you have, the companies like Mike's and Nick's and Ben, and the list goes on of a lot of these guys we're starting to meet, get out there and support them too. They want to get out to play paintball, and this is how some of them make their money doing it. That's right. Check them out. Support. That's all I could keep saying. Support us by just watching us. I'm not even asking for money. I just watch us. So, anyways, you guys. Dennis,
okay, go for it. For anybody who is going to be traveling this week to Cup, please be careful. Obviously, you guys already know you're flying into some inclement weather. So be careful out there. We definitely don't want to lose anyone. And, look forward to hearing from everybody when you get back.
Yes, we're definitely going to be looking forward to hearing from a couple of guys. We actually, if we work things right, we may be getting a pro player coming on to talk to us and to talk about Cup, because we definitely want to hear about that. There's a little teaser for you guys. Hopefully,
I think let me see. Niles is going to be getting on a plane in like another, I want to say about an hour.
They're flying out there?
Yeah. No, not flying. Oh no, yeah, he's flying out, because he called me just before
really?
we got on. Yeah.
No, he didn't call me. I
think he said 3. I think he said he was like 3 hours out. Anyway.
Well, I feel left out.
They're driving. I don't know.
Anyways, whatever. I thought they got the bus back, but that's neither here nor there. Anyways, all right, enough. We're delaying the inevitable, the end of the show. So, with that, guys, how do I always end it? Well, like this. If you can shoot, you can move, and you can play.